Now I command my subconscious mind to help and direct as many people as possible, giving me the strength, the emotion, the passion, the skills, this whatever it takes, get people help to change their lives. Now, I now command my subconscious mind to help as many people as possible, giving me the strength, the emotion, the passion, the skills, whatever it takes to get these people help to change their lives. Now I command my subconscious mind. Hush. Hey, what's okay? Let's see here. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? So look, I'm gonna do a live tonight and talk to you about the service to CEO roadmap. All right. And so basically, before I get into like what that looks like, I wanted to share with you guys that happen to tune in, whether you're catching this live or you're catching the replay. I want to kind of go over some of the things that I've been kind of tapping into and learning a lot about, and actually a lot of things that I've been doing a lot behind the scenes and helping other people do as well. So, considering, uh, some of you may know me as a barber, and but you don't know me as a business and entrepreneur. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But what I want to talk to you about tonight is, or on this live, is how you, if you're a service provider, and let me clarify service provider. A service provider meaning that that you make a living doing a service for your customers, your clients, rather, and that can be any type of service. It can be, my service-based business originally was I was a barbershop business, but I have services. I provide services for my business for the community. So I want to kind of give you a little background and let you know who this is for. This is for entrepreneurs. This live is for authors, speakers, coaches, service providers, anybody that have a service or a system that you provide customers, and you might be, you know, um, providing a service on a daily basis in your business, and you're looking to scale, looking to be able to take that service that you have and package it up and your expertise and package it up into a knowledge base where you can actually learn to scale from a CEO perspective, right? And especially nowadays, in a digital perspective. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today is how you can actually package up your expertise, whatever it is you do, and package it up into what I like to call a high ticket service offer. So, just to kind of give you a little introduction, my name is Arthur Lyle, and if you follow me, you kind of know some of the things I've done in the past. I've done a lot of things, um, in the coaching space, in the barbering space, event space, and now I'm in the digital marketing space, and I'm helping other people scale digitally, and mostly by scaling and monetizing their knowledge. Okay, and so that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, to give you a little background on how I got into this. Okay. So I got into this by I was like always running my barbershop. I ran my barbershop for about 13 years. And in those 13 years, like I hit some roadblocks. I had some ups, I had some downs, but what I want to talk to you about right now is maybe some of the roadblocks that I kind of hit that maybe you might be experiencing now or you've experienced in some time. And what it was that kind of really made me start looking for new things to start leveling up my life and leveling up my business and looking for new opportunities. There was this one thing that changed everything for me was um, I would go into work and it would be dark. I get up, I go early, and it'd be dark, and then I come home. I'll be there all day. I'm servicing all my clients. I'm taking care of my business. I'm helping my workers and all of that. Handling everything, the emails, the social media, and I got all of these hats that I'm wearing. And I've outsourced some of them, many of them actually, whether it was with employees or virtual assistants or all the other ways that I were doing it. But I still was a man of many hats. Okay. And as I'm running this business, you know, it starts to scale, but it also starts to take more of my time. So I stopped cutting as much hair, but I was actually doing more work in the business and working on the business, and it also took more of my time, right? And I didn't realize how valuable the resource of time was, right? I used to have this saying when I was, young and as an entrepreneur, like, I don't really care about time. I don't really care about time because, like I could just use my time to make money. But I didn't realize that time was a limited resource. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But like I said, I would get to work, it'd be dark, and I leave, it'd be dark. And I needed something, and I got tired of that. I needed something to figure out, like, how can I make more money and get more time without using my hands? See, I'm a service provider, so I use my hands to make money. But if I'm not using my hands, I'm not making any money. So that's when I stumbled across this new big idea, and it's productizing my services. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is, from going from a service-based entrepreneur or a service provider, whatever you're doing, to becoming a CEO and productizing your services in a digital world. Now, so I want to make this short and sweet for you, but what I want to say to you right now is I'm gonna give you 5 quick wins on how to scale your business fast. And so I'm kind of give you an overview of what that looks like. Number one, you need to shift your mindset from service provider to CEO. Number two is systemize your business for growth. A lot of people don't have their business systemized for growth. Number three, you want to attract high-paying premium clients with premium offers. Number four, you want to delegate and build a team so you can scale. And number five, you want to scale with leverage. So now let me help you understand a couple of things. Why most service providers stay stuck? Okay, that's a great question, right? Right? That's a great question, right? Why most service providers stay stuck? Now, this is the reason why most service providers they stay stuck. They never learn how to break free from the time and money trap, and they never start to scale. They can't scale because they use all their time to make a little bit of their money, right? So let me tell you a story on how I discovered, you know, to not no longer exchange my time for money. So I was actually doing a haircut one day, and um, I was doing a haircut on one of my clients, and right before I was about to do the haircut, I was on my phone and I have been learning how to trade stocks, right? And prior to me, prepping my haircut and all those things, I was also checking my phone. I seen a play that I was going to get in and my stock options. And I picked the play and I picked my target and I set my phone down and I started to go and cut my client. And I don't know, for the next 20 minutes, my client and I were talking, we're having a good time. He's in the barber chair, I'm shaving his head and, hooking his beard up and doing a good job on all those things. And, and just having a regular conversation. And I finished up, and finished up his haircut over the next 20 minutes or so. And, he loved it, giving the mirror, he loved it. And he gave me $50 for the service. Awesome, fantastic, right? $50 in 20 minutes, not so bad. But here's the crazy part about that. $50 in 20 minutes, not so bad. But I happened to pick up my phone and I was like, and here's my phone. I happened to pick up my phone and I was like, and I checked my play, the stocks that I just put in, and I just made $500. Did you hear me, guys? I just made $500 in the same 20 minutes that it took me to cut hair. At the same 20 minutes, I made $500. But when I actually was working physically, I only made $50. Now, now I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down, right? This was such an aha for me. I was like, wait a minute. Like I made $500 and I didn't do nothing but click 2 buttons and set my phone down and just be patient enough to wait. And actually, I wasn't even looking at it because I had it set up to I didn't have to look at it. I just and then I'm actually over here physically doing some work. I'm using, my physical attributes and all of my time and my, standing up behind this chair and doing all these things. And I made 10 times the money by not actually doing anything than I was when I was actually doing the service. Now, this is a writer down, guys. That's when I discovered that it's easier to make more money in short time frames than it is to make a little bit of money over a long time frame. Now, I don't know if you got that. I'm gonna say it again because I don't know if you got that. I want you to understand this. This is why most service providers stay stuck. They never come across this aha that I'm sharing with you. I discovered then when I made $500 in that option trade versus that $50 in that on doing the service, I discovered that it is easier to make more money in a short time frame than it is to make a little money over a long time frame. And that was this aha that put me on this journey to I need to learn more. And I need to figure out other ways that I can actually make more money faster and stop working so hard on the things that made me a little bit money slowly. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like if you follow me right now, if you're live with me, um, type in faster in the chat. Type in faster in the chat if you're with me right now, because I want you to be able to make money faster, right? And I'm going to share with you if you're a service provider, if you're an author, you're a coach, if you want to make money in 2025, you want to thrive in 2025 and beyond, you have to understand what's happening to the world. The world has shifted, and we have to learn to shift with it. And no longer, there's no more time for you to stay stuck. Okay. Now, here's what you must do. You must learn, you must learn how to productize. Now you might say, what is productizing? Right? Yeah. Because I mean, you may have not heard that word. What is productizing? And this is the best way I learned how, this is the best way that I can describe what is productizing. What it means to productize your service is it is to convert or convey, or to convert, convey, or create your service, your system, or your skill set into a product, preferably a digital product, right? So that you can create wealth faster and increase your freedom and your finances. So you no longer have to exchange your time for your income. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Well, why is it important to productize your service? Why? It's important because you get to buy back your time. Now, see, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, like I usually didn't care about time. I would just spend all of my time cutting hair. I'll stay in the barbershop when I would be in the barbershop night and I get there, it'd be dark. I leave, it be dark. I just didn't care. I felt like I was really building wealth that way. But I discovered that I only had two hands and I wasn't going to build no wealth that way. I needed something that can compound faster. I needed something that can make me money faster because here's the thing, guys, every single day I'm dying. Now, I know you're saying, like, wait, every single day I'm dying. Listen, I don't know my end date, but I do know it's going to end one day. And every single day that I'm not finding ways that I can make money faster is getting closer to my end date. So I need to figure out what can I do, right? What is it that I can do that can buy back some of that time so I could get to enjoy it longer? Like, how many of you want to enjoy your life longer, right? Tap enjoy in the chat, right? Because I understand, like, if you're like me, you have skill sets, but your skill set might keep you stuck like Chuck in that business, in that service-based business behind those four walls or building this brand or whatever it is for you. If you're stuck in that, you have to figure out a way that you can take what it is that you know, get it out of your head, and package it into a product. Why? Because you've already mastered that skill set. And I'm sure right now, I want you to think of it like this. I want you to imagine whatever you're good at right now, that there's thousands of people out there right now looking to pay you for what you know. I want you to imagine that there are millions of people out there right now looking to pay you for what it is that you know how to do. So you might not even value it no more because you're already good at it. You've already mastered it. But I'm telling you right now, I want you to imagine what if there was thousands of people out there right now willing to pay you for something that you know how to do already well. They just don't know you exist. Right? What else does that allow you to do? That allows you to create passive income. It allows you to create income that can make money while you sleep, right? Now, here's the interesting thing about that. Um, I want to share something with you about that. There's this game I'm actually looking at right now. There's this game that's by Rob Kiyosaki, and it's called Cash Flow, right? And in that on that game, Cash Flow, uh, the whole purpose of the game is to get out of the rat race. So I've actually, when I have conversations about, with clients, sometimes I always talk about the rat race. And a lot of times people misconceive the understanding, or they misunderstand what the rat race actually means. And they think the rat race means poverty, but this doesn't necessarily mean you're in poverty. The rat race actually means that here's the best way I can describe it. I, most people, this is how most people's day go, or life goes. They go to work, go to work, go to work, get paid. Go to work, go to work, go to work, get paid. Go to work, 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 get paid. Here's how my life is. Go to work, go to work, go to work, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. Go to work, go to work, go to work, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. Now, this is what wealthy people, this is what entrepreneurs that productize their services, this is how we think. We want to get paid more than we work. And how do you do that? It's by productizing your services. It's by doing something one time that you can get paid over and over and over again. This allows you to get out of the rat race. This allows you to be able to now create cash flow that comes in consistently. So now you can actually do what you love more often. Is this making sense? Does this make sense? Like, am I making sense? Wave at me, or you can't wave at me, but like, give me a wave emoji in the chat if you're feeling me on this. All right, now whether you live or you catch this later on, give me a wave at this right now at this time, and let me know you picking up what I'm putting down. So yeah. And here's the thing, I also want you to understand who can productize. That's the other question you might be asking. Who can productize? Anyone that has a service, a system, or a skill set, you can productize your systems, your skill set, or your services. Okay. Now, the most important thing you have to do is the first thing you got to do is you got to shift from service provider to CEO. It's the mindset shift. And you have to change your paradigm. Your paradigm has to change. Now, you might ask, like, what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a series of habits that you've built up over a series of habits that you built up over years, rather your habits or something somebody else put on you or something that you've experienced, but you created all of those thoughts, ideas, and experiences, and it created your world. Now, if you created that world, now you're in a habitual daily action steps. That those things is what creates your life. That's called a paradigm. You until you change your paradigm, you won't experience anything else. This is why so many people stay stuck because they don't allow this shift to actually happen. And the shift that actually has to happen is instead of working on your business, you have to work in your business. I said that backwards. Instead of working in your business, you have to work on your business. Okay. And it's important to start thinking like a CEO and not just like a service provider. Okay. And so one of the practical exercises that you can do in that mindset is asking yourself the question, who's got my money? Right? Who's got my money? See, a service provider thinks that a service provider thinks that they only can offer what they have, the tangible things, but a CEO thinks on a higher plane. They think about who has my money. And then once they find those people, because those thoughts starts to come and those people start to come, they start to manifest itself. And when you start getting those ideas and you start finding those people, we have to go add value to those people. See, a service provider, they want everybody to add value to them. But thinking like a CEO, we want to add value to everybody else, right? Because we know how money actually comes. Money comes through service. When you adding service from a perspective of um, sharing your gifts and giving more, that's how a CEO thinks. That's how a CEO thinks. A service provider is only trying to provide a service and they think that they're the boss. Well, a CEO knows that the real boss is the customer, that the problem that you're trying to solve for them, right? So if you solve a bigger problem, the more money you make. You solve a little bitty problem, the less money you make. And that's why most service providers can only make a little bit of money because they don't have the idea, they don't have the process of understanding how to have to shift in the mind and the thinking to working on their business by thinking about who can they add value to. Okay. And when you do that, using that imagination, you are opening up your opportunities to being able to grow your business 10 times. and you're becoming like a leader. And there's like four leverages that there's the four leverages of value. It goes kind of like this. It's like as an implementer, you're implementing, everything with your physical muscles. Like you're the plumber, you're actually doing the work. You're the barber, you're actually cutting the hair. You're the mechanic, you're actually fixing the engine. Well, there's only a limited amount of money that you can actually make because you're actually doing the physical thing. You only have, the two hands. You only have the limited amount of time and a limited amount of resources that you can deliver the service in that space, right? So, but the next level is management. So you may own the salon, you may own the barbershop, you may own the mechanic shop, you may own a dentistry, right? And you're managing other people. So you're into the management stage. You're helping other people. You're duplicating yourself. But there's only so many people that you can manage. There's only so many things that you can do in that level that until, the systems start to work. There's only a level of management that you can get paid to do, right? Then there's a next level, which is your mouth, right? And that's when you're becoming an author. That's when you're becoming a speaker. That's when you're actually conveying a message that people want to hear that you can actually teach people. And this is where the wealth starts to be created, right? This is where wealth is created. And then the last level is money. And this is like leveraging the stock market. This is where your billionaires, like your Warren Buffetts, this is like investors. This is what people are using their money to buy back their time and their money makes them more money, right? So once you understand those four different leverages of value, that's how you understand how to think like a CEO and not like a service provider by only leveraging your muscles. This is about leverage, guys. Okay. The next thing is you want to create a scalable offer and stop selling your time and start selling transformations. Okay, come with me. Text, type in the chat. Selling transformations. All right, that's what we're doing right now. We're not selling our time no more. We're selling transformations. Now, here's a writer downer. 5 keys to create a productized service. I'm going to give you this. I know I'm going. I'm just going to give it to you. All right, look. If you get the opportunity to watch this right now, or you get to watch the replay of it, or you catch it tomorrow, whenever you catch it, I want you to write this down because this is gold. All right, so the 5 keys to create a productized service, and you could turn it into a $5,000 product or more, right? Number one is to identify your niche. And the important thing about that is you want to choose a niche that's in demand by clients, like who are already looking for that problem to be solved. What's the problem that you can solve in that niche, and who are already paying and buying in that niche. Okay. That's easy for you to deliver, and that, it can be a smooth and predictable process. Number two, intensify your foundation. So what does that mean? That means to make your concepts stronger, make them better. Like you might see what's out there in the market, but you want to make yours better. You want to add more value than anybody else in the marketplace can add. So that's how you want to intensify that foundation. And the third thing is you want to simplify the framework, right? Simplify it. I would much rather get a 10-page workbook than a 100-page workbook, and the 10 pages got the same stuff but shorter than 100-page concepts, right? Why? Because I'm looking for something. I'm looking for fast results. I want it now, okay? And the fourth is to clarify your service, clarify your productized service. What is it? How is it going to be delivered? Who is it going to help? What problem are you solving? And the fifth thing is to identify yourself as an industry expert, making sure that yourself as an expert. And here's the cool thing about that, guys, is that um here's the cool thing about being an expert. You only have to be. So there's this movie called Catch Me If You Can, and I think it was what is his name? I can't think of the kid's name to play the movie, but in the movie, what is it? I wish I knew his name. But anyhow, there's a movie called Catch Me If You Can, and in that movie, there was the actor that was in the movie. He was like a 14-year-old kid, and there was a scene where he actually was a student. He went to a new school. No one knew him at this school, right? And As he went in, everybody was kind of laughing and clowning before school started. But he walked in and he started tapping on the desk and started writing on a book on a blackboard and said, "Everybody, get your books out." And what did we go over last week and so on and so forth. And he actually started to teach this class, and he actually taught the class for like 2 months, and nobody knew that he wasn't a teacher. He proposed to be like the substitute teacher. And towards the end of the movie, they asked him, he's like, "Hey, how did, before he got caught doing all of those things that he done, the person that caught him, he asked him, he's like, how were you able to teach that class for so long? Like, how were you able to do that?" And you know what he said, guys? He said, "All I did was I stayed one chapter ahead of everybody." So, wow, right? What does that mean for you? You can be an industry expert as long as you're one chapter ahead of what other people are already doing. You don't have to be in it for 10 years. You don't need the 10,000 hours like Malcolm Gladwell used to say back in the day and in Outliers. You don't need that no more. Now, does it help? Absolutely, because I'd rather you go deeper than wider into your industry and when you identify yourself as an expert, but you can identify yourself as an expert if you can just stay a chapter ahead. Now, the next thing is you want to systemize and automate. You want to use tools and templates that can free up your time and streamline your process and streamline your operations. Now, um, some of the things that I'm doing now in my business and that I would encourage you to do as well is leveraging concepts like AI, right? AI automations, workflows, and then also like sales funnels. You want to start getting into sales funnels and leveraging sales funnels. See, websites are dead. A lot of people are still using their old websites, but websites are not designed to sell. So once you get a sales funnel and you attach some AI with that, now you have AI working for you just as hard as the sales funnel is working for you when it's designed to funnel your customers and your clients through a process, that can help you systemize and automize your process to actually gives you another leverage or another a level of buying back some of your time. Okay. And next, you also want to attract high paying clients. Now, when you position yourself as an expert, you also want to position yourself as an expert that get paid premium prices. Now, let me explain why. Um, when you focus on premium clients, it helps you scale faster without burnout. See, I know a lot of people, can get in a habit of doing the Walmart model, which is, you know, buy a lot of stuff cheap, right? So if you can keep the volume up, you can get a lot of people in. But, that's um a recipe for ruin. I know I remember when I had my barbershop, I started this thing called Wacky Wednesdays. And on Wednesdays, was actually one of our slowest days in the barbershop anyway. So it was like, I just need some people to get in, right? So I did Wacky Wednesdays and I did $8 haircuts. You with me? $8 haircuts. Now I know that was crazy if we don't $8 haircuts. And actually my team, they was really mad at me for a while at first, but it blew up. It blew up. All of a sudden, everybody was like, they wanted to come in for these $8 haircuts. And they was getting all these haircuts for $8, and it was fantastic. And we were booming. We had all of these people coming in. But man, it was really, really overwhelming. But here's the thing about that. Those same $8 clients, when I tried to transition them to like an appointment day, which was a $50 or $75 haircut, they would not come. They would not transition. I discovered then that cheap people cannot be premium people. You have to make a decision to either you're a premium person or you're a cheap person, or so what type of clientele do you want to have? So I had to remarket myself as a premium person to attract premium people, right? So um that's why you want to attract. And then when I done that, like I didn't have to do as many haircuts to get the same goals. So that's when I discovered, like, if I only focus on high paying clients and adding value at a higher level, I can receive the same result but faster without burnout. And the last thing is about leverage and scale. Now you want to build a team and implement what I like to call the one to many sales strategy. And once you introduce this idea, to your business, and you creating all these scalable offers, right? It's going to help you generate revenue without direct involvement. You can do like group coaching programs, online courses, and digital products, which allows you to buy back time. It allows you to, do it one time and get paid over and over and over again. Like I said, I got one of my books over here. I wrote that one time, and I can sell it over and over and over again. I think a little while back, I did a coaching class and I did it one time. I had a group of people in there. I did it one time, and it sells over and over and over and over again. And that's what I want you to be able to do, guys. Is like I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I can do one time and get paid over and over and over again, right? So and when you start to think like that, you're thinking like a CEO. So with all that being said, to be able to transition from from a service provider to a CEO, your next step is to become the type of person that can productize your services, that can actually make things happen faster. And now that you learned the 5 quick wins on how to scale your service business, let's talk about what's next. Because I know knowledge isn't enough alone, right? You need a roadmap and you need the right support to implement these strategies successfully anyway. Now, you can go out and do these things on your own, and that's totally cool. But to be able to do them successfully, um, what I want to share with you is I do have an offer where I do have an opportunity rather where I like to help you. Like I'm looking to help a few people that are willing to learn how to actually implement these things. Um, and I just kind of want to share with you what that looks like. So imagine if your business, imagine what your business could look like in a few months if you implement these things. You will no longer be stuck in the daily grind. Your business will run smoothly with the right systems in place, right AI in place. You'll be attracting high-paying clients who value your expertise. You'll be working smarter, not harder, right? Um, you'll also be finally stepping into that CEO role, and you actually now have the blueprint. But if you truly want to accelerate your results, you have to apply the system. You have to apply it right away. Actually, you have to apply it right away. This is the time, and you want to actually step into that. And I have something special for you. All right. So now that you have the blueprint and you truly want to step into the next level, what I want to introduce to you is what I like to call the Service to CEO Accelerator. Now, this is a premium program that is designed specifically for service providers, service-based business owners that are looking to scale from one-on-one work, from doing the service into a scalable, profitable business model, and leveraging digital products and AI. Now, uh, what you will get in the program is a step-by-step implementation plan. We'll build your high ticket offer together, help you automate it and attract premium clients. And we have weekly coaching calls. And actually, yeah, we have weekly coaching calls. And I'll personalizedly help you myself when you get stuck. I also got proven scripts and templates and tools that actually plug and play these resources for you so you can fast track your success. And also, we're creating a private community of like-minded leaders so you can surround yourself with other entrepreneurs that are scaling just like you. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know what you might be thinking. I don't have the time for this. And I get it, but that's exactly why you need it because you don't got the time. The longer you wait, the more time you stuck doing the daily grind. I know what else you're thinking because I was thinking the same thing too. I'm not sure if works for me. But here's the thing. I've helped a whole bunch of service providers, just like Jasmine, um, break free and create some freedom from her business. And this method works for Jasmine. This method worked for Isa. This method worked for other people to follow the system. And I know what else you're saying. I can't afford it right now. But here's another thing. Think about the cost of staying stuck. Think about the cost of staying in the four walls every single day, night, coming in it's dark and leaving in it's dark. If this program is for you, and even if you can get one high ticket client, one high ticket service client, it'll pay more than the program itself. Now, here's the thing. For those that are action takers, I'm offering a special bonus. And that special bonus is this. It's a one-on-one strategy call with me, and we'll get you a personalized, and I call it a destiny in a day. And we get a personalized roadmap session with me. Now, here's the thing. That's a $5,000 value. I normally charge for regular coaching one-on-one. I charge $5,000 an hour. Why? Because I understand that if I can help you make $50,000 in an hour by leveraging, or if I can help you make 50,000, it don't even have to be an hour. I could do that, but I'm not even going to, you might not be thinking that big yet. You may, I don't know. But if I can help you make $50,000 and an additional $50,000 this year, um, and I can teach you that in over an hour, um, that's how I scale. That's how I price my hours. If I can help you make an additional $50,000 over the next 12 months in an hour conversation, that's how I uh what's the right word? That's how I position myself. That's how I can say I charge $5,000 an hour. I can give you one idea that can help you make an extra $50,000 this year. Now, this offer is only available for you guys that are willing to take this offer. And if this is for you, and some is for, and some is not, and that's totally cool. Some of you guys, you can take this information right now that I share with you on this live, and you can put it together, package it, and that'd be totally cool. I would love that for you. And you go out and win with it. Um, but here's the thing. I want you to understand, like, you can buy or don't buy. Like, I don't need anybody to buy, but I do want to help some people that want to actually start buying back their time and packaging up their expertise. So if you're serious and not curious about scaling your business and you want to step into the CEO role, I want to invite you to join me inside the Service to CEO Accelerator today. And all I need you to do is to click the link. I'm gonna put a link here on this post. I'll put it on the first comment, and you can click that link for the program, and you can go ahead and join. Okay, and I'll see you on the inside. I can't wait to help you scale your business, your service business into a CEO, and you can start scaling with digital products and buy back your time. So that's all we got for tonight. Let's create you some of the freedom that you deserve, and let's make it happen. Peace and love. So, Rusty. Rusty. He did it. He did it. He did it.